Good afternoon. My name is Shalca Nelson, and I'm here today to talk to you about analog clocks. An analog clock is a clock that uses numerals or numbers and hands. I have one right here for you to see. These numbers are called numerals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And these are the hands of the clock. Now, the hands of the clock always move in the same direction to show us how time is passing. Now, we use time for a lot of different things in our lives. For instance, do you like to cook or eat? I like to cook and I like to eat. If I'm making a pizza, I need to know how much time to bake the pizza for. If on my recipe it tells me that I need to bake the pizza for about 8 minutes, then I can use an analog clock to see when 8 minutes have gone by. Imagine that your mom told you that you could only watch TV for 45 minutes. How would you know when to turn the TV off? An analog clock can show us when 45 minutes have gone by. Now I want you to look at the clock with me and let's count the numbers together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Each number on an analog clock represents an hour. So for instance, or 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. The shorthand of the clock, this blue hand, is called the hour hand. So the hour hand tells us how many hours have gone by. And the red hand is the minute hand. The minute hand tells us how many minutes have gone by. The shorthand goes by a lot slower than the long hand, which is the minute hand, because the minute hand tells us how many minutes have gone by, and minutes go by a lot faster than hours. Let's try a few different times on the clock, and I want you to tell me what time it is. How about this one? 2 o'clock, good, because the shorthand is on the 2 and the long hand is on the 12, so that tells us that it is 2 o'clock. Good. 4 o'clock. The shorthand is on the 4 and the long hand is on the 12. That tells us it is 4 o'clock. Each number on the analog clock represents 5 minutes. Let's try and count together in fives as we go around the clock. Let's go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So that tells us that there are 60 minutes in an hour. So if you were to divide 60 by 12, that would leave us with 5. Now I want you to look at the smaller lines on the analog clock. Those small lines are the minutes that go by between the numbers. So remember we said each number stands for 5 minutes. So the lines in between tell us that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes between the 12 and the 1. And the 1 makes it 5 minutes. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So if we were to count all of the lines on the analog clock, that would leave us with 60 minutes. So that lets us know that there are 60 minutes in an hour. Now I want you to practice with me. Now remember, for this one, the minute hand is not directly on one of the numbers. So that means you have to count the little lines in between. Okay? So let's go. I'll help you with this one. This is, the shorthand is on 4. So that lets us know it's after 4 o'clock. And since we're a little past the 1, which is 5 minutes, correct? So we go 5, 6, 7. So it is 7 minutes after 4 o'clock. Let's try another one. 4:15. Let's try another one. 20 minutes after 6 o'clock. 27 minutes after 12 o'clock. 10 minutes after 2 o'clock. 20 minutes after 3 o'clock. Good. When looking at the analog clock, if the red hand is down on the number 6 and the hour hand is in between the 8 and the 9, that lets us know that it is 8:30. 8:30. Let's try another one. Okay, so now the minute hand is on the number 6 and the hour hand is in the middle of the number 10 and 11. So that lets us know that it is correct, 10:30. On the half hour, the hour hand is in the middle of the two numbers. So for instance here, it's showing us 10:30. So the hour hand, or the shorthand, is between the numbers 10 and 11. Let's try some, and I want you to tell me what time it is. 12:30. Good. 2:30. 5:30. 9:30. Very good. When the minute hand is on the 9, that lets us know that it's 15 minutes before we get to the top of the hour. So in this case, the minute hand is on the number 9 and the shorthand is almost on the number 10. So that lets us know that it is 15 minutes before we get to what time? 10 o'clock. Very good. Let's try some more of these. Okay, 15 minutes before you get to 11 o'clock. 15 minutes before you get to 1 o'clock, and one more. 15 minutes before you get to 3 o'clock. Let's review now. Why is it so important to use an analog clock? So we can tell time and plan our day. Very good. Or even in school, you might see your teacher looking up at the clock every so often so that she knows what's coming up next. Very good. Thank you very much.